Okay, let's look at another example from section 4.2, number 35. This one says, the state medical school has discovered a new test for tuberculosis. If the test indicates a person has tuberculosis, the test is positive. Experimentation has shown that the probability of a positive test is 0.82 given that a person has tuberculosis. The probability is 0.09 that the test registers positive given that the person does not have tuberculosis. Assume that in general the probability that a person has tuberculosis is 0.04. What is probably the person chosen at random? Okay, let's write down the information we know. We know the probability that the test is positive given they have TB. So I'm going to put positive given they have TB is equal to 0.82. So that's a conditional probability they gave us. The probability that the test is positive given no TB, that they don't have tuberculosis, is 0.09. Do you see how that's what they gave us? Assume that in general, the probability the person has TB, the probability that they have TB, is 0.04. So we're given this information. Part A says, what is the probability that they have tuberculosis and the test is positive? Okay, so remember, and is multiplication. So it's the probability that they have TB times, I'm out of room here, sorry about that. The probability that the test is positive. Now remember, these are, because we have these conditionals, they're dependent. So we have to say given this first event, they have TB. So we're taking the probability that they have TB, the 0.04, and multiplying it by the probability that's positive given they have TB, or 0.82. Okay? So I just multiply those out, 0.04 times 0.82, 0.0328. Now, remember, don't round anything until your final answer, and make sure you look at how WebAssign says, 2, 3 decimal places, how you round. Be careful if you're rounding. WebAssign will not count things right if it's not rounded correctly. Part B says, what's the probability they do not have tuberculosis? So probability of not TB. Okay, this is going to be the complement rule. We're going to do 1 minus the probability that they have TB. Remember the complement? So it's 1 minus 0.04 or 0.96 in this particular problem. Okay, and then part C says, what's the probability they do not have tuberculosis and the test was positive? So I'm going to say not TB and positive. Okay, so this is the probability of not TB. Because it's and, I'm going to do multiplication. Probability of the other event positive, but since it's dependent, I'm going to say given not TB. Okay, so remember this was the probabilities I was given up here. So not TB is 0.96 times positive given not TB was 0.09. I multiply those two together. 0.96 times 0.09, oops, sorry, and I get 0.0864. Okay?